So leave your dazzling white areas unpainted if you can until the very end. It's real important. Give them a little more belly. Cover that just a little bit. It does connect. There we go. All right, horse's face. This is going to be hard to teach you because I can do this, and I couldn't find a reference photo that I liked. So I'm going with what I know. Horse's head is turned into the light. So if you can find a reference photo, and it doesn't have to be a reference photo of a percheron, it could be a reference photo of a pony. Find out at this angle where the shadows would live on your horse. I've done this enough times that I know where it lives when a head is turned a certain direction. You will learn that after you practice. Practice. It's going to be dark here. I got to leave that white because that white's going to be real hard to cover. All the way down to here. And it'll follow here. Around the nostril on this side of it. Right here. Just right under. Now a lot of this is going to be detail work later. I just want to lay some color in it. Trying to keep that white, so I don't have to go back and fight it later. Nostril is a number 6. Depending on which way your horse is facing, it's either a 6 facing this way or it's a 6 facing that way, whichever. If that helps you remember how to do that, that's awesome. That's a good way to think of it. It's a number 6. And here's our little star right here. Now, that's probably enough black. I'm going to start going for a little gray here. Put a little more blue in it. Hope I'm angling this camera right so you can see. A little white snip lives in there, so I gotta be careful to leave that. Not worried about trying to get it perfect right now. I just want to cover edge to edge with paint. But I'm trying to leave that white. He's wearing a white show bridle, and it's got to stay white. Not worried about the highlights on the ears. I just want to paint them in. And his eye. Again, not worried about detail. That all comes later. I just want it dark. Well, actually, that doesn't look too bad. Just wanted some paint on it for right now. Sorry, concentrating. Get real quiet. Okay. A little bit of white on the tip like that. For right now, just give them a little bit of a lower lip there. Inside of there. Okay, we're gonna stop right there. It's not perfect. There's some corrections that'll have to be done. I'm gonna add just a little more of that. But we'll come back with sky and carve around anything that's not it. The lines go back and forth, so I'm not worried if they're not perfect. The star is too big, but I'd rather it be too big right now than too small, because I'll go back with my little brush and refine it. But I'm going to paint the star. I used a little of that raw sienna in white, just so it's got a first coat. And we'll worry about its shape later. I'm also going to put that little snip. That's not perfect either, but I want a white spot. There, we can build on that later. Try and sit this back so you can see. I need some coffee. Here it comes. It might be slurpy. It actually looks better if you stir it. Oh, no pain on my finger. Okay. Yeah, that's a room temperature. But still tastes good. Okay. Let's see. I'll paint these little rascals in. I'm not going to use my pointy brush. I'm going to use this one, because it's just a little, it's got more spring to it. The little pointy brushes are great for painting eyelashes on bunny rabbits, but this is a little bigger and I want something a little stronger. So I'm going straight for the white. Yeah, well, just a second. I'm going to use the, since I'm going straight for the white, white takes forever to dry, even if you add turpentine to it. And I don't know what the masters say or do or think, or what they think about solvents and this, that, and the other. I'm putting a little of my cobalt mix in that, because I don't want this to take 9 or 10 days to dry. White paint by itself takes forever to dry. So I've added just the tiniest bit in here so that I can actually work on this in this century. These guys are just real simple little white triangles, so here they go. White triangle. There's a gap in this one, so that's okay. They didn't come out of a machine. The horse is turned in his head, so there's movement. They aren't all perfectly spaced. They kind of flop and jangle with him trotting. And then we have the pretty light blue. And I liked this one. This is the, I don't know if you can see it. This is the phthalo blue. That's another really strong color. I like that color. It's like an electric blue. Pretty. Very pretty. I'll mix it with a little of the cerulean, just because it's sitting there. And we're blue at the, that's a little too light. Okay, that's too light. If I added more blue, it's just going to make it brighter blue. So we've got all this wonderful dark colors floating around here. I'm just going to grab one of them.